The rewards of doing good deeds. The story you're about to hear is true, and it happened right here in Thailand. Somporn shared a story about the rewards of doing good deeds. She said that her life, as far as she can remember, has never been comfortable like others. She was born into a small family in a remote rural area, far from modern conveniences. There was no electricity or running water, and transportation was difficult. Her father was a teacher, her mother was a farmer, and she had 7 siblings, with Somporn being the 4th child. Her family was middle class, with enough to get by, but Somporn had always had to support herself. Most of her work involved farming. She would wake up early to work in the fields, only getting home late in the morning to get ready for school. In the evening, after school, she would go back to the fields again. This was her daily routine. Regarding making merit, my mother was a very religious person. Every morning, she would offer alms to monks without fail, except on days when she had errands to run. In those cases, she would ask her children to offer alms on her behalf. If she forgot, she would get scolded. When I was a child, I liked going to the temple and would wait until the monks finished their meal so I could eat the leftovers because there was always a lot of it. After Somporn finished grade 7, her father sent her to study with her aunt in another province. Her aunt sold fish at the fresh market. During this time, Somporn's life was very difficult. She had to wake up early, push the fish cart to the market, and then help sell. When people ordered fish and asked her to prepare it, it was her job to kill them. At that time, Somporn didn't know about sin or merit. She just did what she was told. Sometimes she had to kill a lot of fish at once, but she didn't think about it. Later, Somporn fell ill with a severe stomach ailment, suffering greatly. She thought it was due to insufficient rest and irregular eating habits, so she asked her aunt if she could come home to visit. When she arrived home, she told her father everything. Her father then arranged for Somporn to transfer to a school closer to home. During this period, her life was quite difficult, feeling a little more comfortable now. After finishing grade 9, she went to study in the provincial capital. Somporn stayed with a relative, doing all the housework. During this time, she met a man by chance. A mutual acquaintance was organizing a merit-making ceremony, Katin, and invited her to participate. They got to know each other quickly. He started visiting often and taking her out. They dated for over 2 years when she heard he was engaged to another woman. Somporn was heartbroken but hadn't heard it from him yet. When he arrived, she asked him if it was true. He said it was, but that his elders had arranged it and that he didn't love the woman at all. Somporn didn't believe him, was devastated, and burst into tears, then chased him away. He left and told her that they never needed to see each other again. He was very angry and drove away. Then, after more than a year, they met again by chance. He said he wasn't married and never would be. Somporn didn't believe him, but she wasn't angry. She felt indifferent. He kept visiting her. During his 3-month ordination, Somporn wanted to help with the preparations but couldn't because she didn't want to inconvenience her fiancé. So, she just made a beautiful floral arrangement with fresh flowers to support his robes. In the evening, when her fiancé came to collect the gifts, Somporn secretly cried alone. Looking at her fiancé, they seemed so well suited to each other, beautiful and wealthy. Somporn could only think to herself that if she had accumulated enough merit in past lives, she would have married him. But deep down, she thought she probably didn't have that destiny. She thought, it's impossible. In truth, Miss Somporn still loves him all the time. Her subconscious is telling her that he is her soulmate. During his 3-month ordination, Somporn didn't go out or travel. She was preparing to find a new boyfriend, not because she was waiting for him, but because she wasn't thinking about falling in love with anyone. Somporn met an older friend who, while drunk, invited her to study Dharma at a forest monastery in the district where a very skilled teacher was located. Somporn didn't know much about this, but she prayed and chanted before bed every night, having learned from her mother. She decided to go with him, attending classes every Saturday and Sunday for 3 to 4 months. It was a very good experience. The practice of Dharma taught her things she never knew before. She even thought she had come too late. She should have met such a good teacher sooner. The teacher was excellent, helping Somporn to realize that people are born only to atone for their karma and to experience suffering. In truth, the body is the source of suffering. She reflected on this and found that the Buddha's teachings were entirely accurate. Everything she had learned had calmed her mind, reducing her overthinking about everything, especially her boyfriend. After he finished his 3-month ordination, he went to visit Miss Somporn at her house. Miss Somporn barely recognized him. He was so thin and dark-skinned. He said he missed Miss Somporn very much, and had come to visit many times, but couldn't find her. Miss Somporn remained indifferent. Then, a friend from Bangkok came to Miss Somporn and said that her fiancé had broken off their engagement because they had problems. Miss Somporn partly believed it and partly didn't until she heard it from him. Only then did she believe that they had really broken up, and there was even a lawsuit. But Miss Somporn just remained indifferent. As for her studies in Dharma, she attended classes every Saturday and Sunday. Whenever she had free time, she would buy Dharma books or borrow them from those who had them, studying and reflecting on them. This brought her peace of mind. Her actions led to many positive changes in her life. For example, unexpectedly, Miss Somporn married her current partner, something she never imagined would happen. At their wedding, many important guests attended, something she never dreamed would happen between them. Now, Miss Somporn is a respected lady, fulfilling the aspirations of many. As for her husband, he used to drink and go out at night, but he stopped now. He still drinks occasionally at social events. When he has free time, he stays home and takes care of their one child. She says she wanted to emphasize that her son has never caused her any trouble since birth. He's easy to raise, doesn't fuss, and doesn't cause any problems. He eats when it's time to eat and sleeps when it's time to sleep. The elderly people in the neighborhood say they've never seen anything like him. It must be a blessing for the child's parents. Miss Somporn believes that everything that has happened in her life is the result of the good deeds she has accumulated in this life and previous lives. That's a matter of the consequences of good deeds. Thank you for listening to Thai Local Tales. I'm Captain Piroj. Until our next journey together, take care, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode.